Do you think entitled moms only exist in movies? Wait until you meet the parents in today's video, from a grandma trying to marry off her 16-year-old granddaughter to a random man, to a mom asking to borrow my cat as a birthday toy for her kid. Welcome to Our Entitled Parents, where logic is buried, social awareness is forgotten, and the stories are unbelievable, but very real. Ever thought there's no way people like this exist in real life? Well, prepare to change your mind or your faith in humanity. Story 1. My mom tried to find a husband for my 16-year-old daughter, without asking her, or me. Hi Reddit, I'm a 45-year-old woman, and this story, it's the first time in my life I ever considered calling the police on my own mother. My mom is 71, Guatemalan, came to the US at 14, married my dad, and reproduced like it was the Olympics. 13 kids. Yes, you heard that right. 7 girls, 6 boys. She's your typical traditional wife, a stay-at-home mom, no job, no friends, no hobbies outside of giving birth and forcing others to live like it's the Middle Ages. And me, the unfilial daughter, dared to have 2 kids. Only 2. What a disgrace. I'm the only one still living near her after my dad passed. I pay the bills, cover her living expenses, basically support her. And in return, a daily ride on the emotional roller coaster called getting insulted for no reason. My marriage wasn't much better. I got married at 22, she was married at 16. My husband, once sweet and only wanted 1 kid, suddenly switched to baby-making mode. With a co-conspirator, my mom. They helped each other sabotage my birth control. The result, a second daughter, no regrets, but I secretly got sterilized afterward. My mom called me a defective baby machine. How lovely. My husband died a few months ago in a car accident. Before you feel bad, don't. He was on his way to pick up his 24-year-old mistress who was in labor with twins. Yup, twins. With the side chick. My daughters, 14 and 16, found out when he took them to the hospital to meet their surprise siblings. After the affair came to light, I was preparing to file for divorce. But before I could sign the papers, the car crashed. Both he and the mistress died. The twins survived. And I got a load of guilt from my mom for not raising her illegitimate grandchildren. It gets worse. My eldest daughter came out to me. She said she's gay. I hugged her and told her I was proud of her bravery. My mom hung up, then called back 2 minutes later, screaming like she was possessed. Said my daughter was demon-possessed, sent me links to gay conversion camps and some political garbage from a blog called Truth of God. I told her if she didn't stop, I'd cut all contact. She stopped for 24 hours. The next day, I got a Facebook message from a 26-year-old man. I heard you're looking for a husband for your 16-year-old daughter. I'm serious. I blocked him immediately. But then came 6 more messages that night. 6 grown men, looking for a high school-aged wife. My mom called the next day, cheerfully saying I've been talking to some good young men. Some work in restaurants, some in construction. They're ready to marry right away. Oh, and I gave them your girls' phone numbers. I almost threw up. I don't know which part of her brain is disconnected, but I know exactly which part of her wallet is about to get cut off for good. I immediately took my daughters to change their numbers, deleted all their social media, and blocked my mom everywhere. And yes, I called the police. Because this isn't just family drama anymore. It's about minor safety, and I swear. When the officer asked me, "What's her relation to you?" I looked him in the eye and said, "My biological mother. But if there's a form to revoke blood ties, I'll sign it." Wrap up Reddit. I didn't think my life could get any crazier. Until my mom tried to marry off my daughter to strangers on the internet. No one asked us. No one needed our consent. Because to her, women must sacrifice. Even at 16. This world needs more locked doors, and some people need to stay outside. Story 2. Their son punched me while my dog was dying. Hi Reddit. I never thought I'd write this, but here I am, middle of the night, sitting next to an empty collar and a horrible silence. It all started one weeknight evening. My dog, my best friend, was lying on the lawn, foaming at the mouth, convulsing and losing control of his bowels. The vet had warned me. It could be any time. Just be there for him. I knelt beside him, holding his trembling paw, when, bam! A kid, maybe 6 years old, came charging into my yard like it was his personal water park. "I came to see the dog," he yelled. Before I could react, I stood between him and my convulsing dog, and he punched me in the stomach. No, I'm not kidding. A low blow, small fist, but I was bent over, completely unguarded. I couldn't breathe for a second. I had to take a moment to even process what had happened. I held back. I really held back. I grabbed the kid by the arm and gently led him off the lawn just as his mom came running. She opened with, "Don't you lay a hand on my son." "Oh, so I get sucker punched and you're the victim here." I said nothing. I returned to my dog, who was still convulsing. But then the dad showed up, clearly summoned by his wife, and charged at me, yelling, "If you touch my kid again, I'm suing. He just wanted to play with the dog." "I'm sorry you call that playing. My dog was seizing like he was being electrocuted, eyes rolled back, mouth foaming, and your little angel was screaming that he wanted to ride the dog." I said clearly, "My dog is dying, and you're turning his last 10 minutes into hell." Eventually, I think even the empty look in my dog's eyes as he shook on the grass shut them up. They left not a single apology. I sat back down in the yard holding my dog like he was a piece of my heart. Darkness, silence, and I knew it was time to say goodbye. 2 days later, the vet came to my house. My dog couldn't walk anymore. I carried all 90 pounds of him to the room, whispered into his ear one last time, "You were the best thing that ever happened to me," and I signed the paper that let him go. The week after, that same woman posted on Facebook, "Some people yelled at my son just for loving dogs. Adults are so cruel these days." Someone sent me the post. I laughed. Then I cried. Because my dog died surrounded by rudeness and chaos from people who don't know how to love. Wrap up. If you have kids, teach them to ask before approaching someone else's pet. My 4-year-old daughter knows that. And if you're an adult, please act like one. Story 3. My mom threatened to call the cops on me because I didn't pick up the phone. I moved out and had to rescue my dog from her. Hi, Reddit. I'm an 18-year-old female who just officially escaped from a prison disguised as a mother's love. And yes, you guessed it, a textbook entitled Mom. The kind who believes that being a parent is a license to control your life like a Black Mirror episode. This story starts on a Friday night. I went out, my phone died. I stayed over at a relative's place, charged my phone, turned it back on, and boom. 34 messages, 12 missed calls, 6 voicemails. My mom's tone escalated from, "Where are you?" to "I'm calling the cops," to "I'll kick you out if you don't answer. You know that feeling when you check your phone after a day offline? It's like walking into your room and seeing your mom holding a birthday cake knife because you came home 2 minutes late. I was 18. I knew that being labeled missing just because my phone died was no longer concern, it was control. Toxic control. So I made a decision. If you said you'd kick me out for not calling back, then fine, I'm kicked out. The next evening, I returned to that haunted house with 2 suitcases, a calm expression, and the exhaustion of someone who just escaped a cult. My mom stood there shocked, like she never thought the girl actually dares. "What's with the suitcases? I'm moving out." "Boo-hoo, you don't love your mother anymore." Cue instant tears. Too bad. I'd seen that performance about 26 times. I was immune. When the weepy act failed, she switched to rage monster mode. "I'm your mother, you can't leave, I'm 18. I can. You're a girl. You have to obey." Oh, the classic line. I ignored the screaming, went to pack my things. But when I went to grab my dog, my 15-LB pup I'd raised since I was 15, it was gone. I heard the door lock. She had locked it in her room. You're not taking it. It's mine now. I took care of it while you were working. It loves me more now. Hell no. She was holding my dog hostage like it was a ransom movie, except she was the villain. She lay on it, all 300 LBs of her, while my small dog squirmed in fear. "It's mine!" I screamed. My dog whimpered, the softest sound I'd ever heard, a sound of pain. I wanted to yank open the door, but I knew if I did anything forceful, she'd scream bloody murder and flip the whole thing to my daughter assaulted me, her dream drama scenario. Right then, she called my dad, who lived elsewhere, put him on speakerphone and started acting. "She's hitting me. She's yelling in my face. She's going crazy. You need to come home now." I stood there watching her cradle my dog and give an Oscar-worthy performance. Luckily, my dad, the only one with any sanity left, said something that distracted her, and my dog darted out the door and straight into my arms. Not a second to waste. Leash, suitcases. Me, I ran like I was escaping a cult. Bye, Felicia. Wrap up. Now I live peacefully with my pup. No one calls me 17 times just because I didn't reply to a message for 30 minutes. If you have a mom who uses motherly love to control your every move that's not love, that's possession disguised in crocodile tears. Story 4. A mom asked to borrow my cat for a birthday party. When I said no, she showed up to pick it up like it was a delivery. "Hey Reddit, I'm an 18-year-old girl and I have a very furry, very famous roommate, my cat Mochi. He's snow-white chubby and always looks at me like servant, it's feeding time. I made him an Instagram account. Over 3,000 followers. Everyone loves him. But no one loves him like entitled mom from downstairs, whom I shall now refer to as Karen, obviously. Karen has a 6-year-old daughter who's obsessed with cats. No problem, I'm obsessed too. But Karen is obsessed with ownership. A week ago, Karen messaged me through Mochi's Instagram. "My daughter loves Mochi. Can you bring him to her birthday party on Saturday? Let the kids play with him?" I politely replied, "Thanks for the invite, but Mochi doesn't like new places, especially loud ones. It would stress him out a lot." Thought that was the end of it. But no. Karen replied, "Then can I just borrow him for a day? I'll pay you $20. The kids just want to play for a few hours." Borrow. A cat. Like she's asking to borrow a hairdryer. Ma'am, he's a living creature, with claws, with emotions, with a fan base. I declined. Politely. Again. And then Karen switched to accusation mode. "You're so selfish. You're gatekeeping joy from kids. Didn't you post Mochi online so others could enjoy him too? Oh, so if I post pictures of cake, I have to share slices with the whole neighborhood." I thought that was the end of it. Until party day morning. Knock, knock, knock. I opened the door. Karen, her daughter, and a sparkly pink pet carrier. "We're here to pick up Mochi, pick up. Mochi. Like a delivery order." I froze for 2 seconds. Nobody agreed to this. Mochi's not going anywhere." Karen's face changed instantly, like she had a script ready. "Do you realize you're ruining a 6-year-old's birthday? You post Mochi online but won't share him. How selfish can you be?" Her daughter started to tear up. Karen stared at me like I'd just stomped on her kid's favorite toy. Right then, a neighbor peeked out from across the hall. "What's going on?" Karen saw the witness, grabbed her daughter and left, but not without yelling, "Everyone in this building will know how selfish you are." The next day, a friend from the building sent me a screenshot of a Facebook post. Some people post their cats online just to tease kids but refuse to let them play. She just wants attention, not real joy, Karen. The star, the drama queen. The good news, no one believed her. A neighbor commented underneath, "You literally screamed in the hallway that you were coming to take someone's cat." Wrap-up Mochi is now lying on my stomach, one leg across my face, not giving a single crap about drama. I learned something important. Not everyone who loves cats deserves to have one, and not everything you see online is yours to demand in real life. Especially cats. Especially my cat. Story 5. "I just had surgery so the kids can swim alone," she said. "At a water park." "Hi, Reddit. I work at a water park. Sounds fun, right? But in reality, sometimes you're forced to rescue an entire pack of kids from the stupidity of grown-ups. Last week I was on duty near the pool area when I spotted 3 kids playing in the water. A boy around 10 with a pool tube and 2 little girls about 5 and 3 floating with life jackets. No adult in sight. I scanned the area. Nothing. Then I finally spotted a woman lounging under a tree 200 meters away, sunglasses on, phone in hand, like she was on a spa vacation not supervising children. I walked over and politely said, "Excuse me, per park policy. Children under 12 must be accompanied by an adult in the pool area." She sighed like I was interrupting her spiritual awakening. "I just had surgery. I can't go in the water. They've got floaties. They're fine." "Excuse me? This is a water park, not a koi pond. Kids are not self-floating goldfish." I kept calm and repeated the policy. She looked annoyed but called the kids out. I thought that was it. 10 minutes later, guess who's back in the water, and guess who's still lounging under the tree like she's auditioning for Goddess of Laziness. I went over again, this time firmer. "If you don't come supervise your kids, we'll have to ask your family to leave the pool area." And then the storm hit. I just had surgery. This is discrimination against the disabled. My kids are fine. Don't you know what a life jacket is? I'm suing you. I have the right to rest. Oh, I also have the right to not witness a 3-year-old slip and go under because her mom is resting 200 meters away. She called her husband. And Tada A man stomped in with a face that screamed, "I'm here to yell, not to understand." He got in my face and yelled, "My wife just had surgery. You can't force her into the pool." I said, "Then why don't you supervise the kids?" Simple question. The answer: a blank stare like his brain just crashed. He mumbled and walked away. That family later filed a complaint with park management, threatened to go on TV, claimed we were discriminating against the ill. Good news. My friend works in broadcasting. They got the complaint and rejected it. Even better news, park management responded with a high-res scan of the giant sign at the ticket counter, all caps. "Children under 12 must be supervised in all water areas." Haven't heard from them since. Maybe they're writing a new complaint or learning how to swim with floaties. Final wrap-up. You just heard 5 true stories about parents who believe the world revolves around them and don't hesitate to drag everyone else into their chaos. If you're thinking, "Wow, I can't believe this is real," congratulations. You still have faith in basic human decency. Let me know in the comments. Which story made you the angriest? Which one felt the most satisfying? And if you've ever met a true entitled parent, don't be shy, share it. I read everything. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell, because I'll be back with more drama that'll make your blood boil.